Morning, comrades. We are men who bend wrench. Sorry. It's like rejects of painting with Bob Ross. I don't have the afro and I'm not that talented.
So today, I'm working on this thing again. I'll give you a quick walk around here in a second of everything that's been done to it since the last time you've seen it, which has not been a whole lot. Well, it has been a whole lot, but it don't show well. However, I hate rust. I hate rust. I got plenty of it on here, and that only works so good. So I'm gonna pick around on this thing with some rust flakes and get some of the scaly stuff off of it. Once I do that, we're gonna try something new.
Have you too got tired of rubbing and wiping and still have brown? Well, get ready for... Bring it out.
Toilet bowl cleaner.
Not only for toilets, now for trucks.
This may not work. If this doesn't work, I've got some other stuff I'm gonna use.
Oh, you didn't grab the scented one?
No. I wanted a gel one, to be honest with you, but they only had it with bleach, and I said, I've heard that the bleach don't work with this, so we'll see.
Well, we had the Jeep smelling like a rolling lemon. I mean, I figured you'd get lemon scented for the truck.
That was getting rid of mouse urine smell, not getting rid of rust.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, anyways, yes, this right here, it removes iron deposits and rust stains in the toilet. I've seen some people use this as rust remover. So I've got a couple scrub brushes, and I'm gonna knock the loose off this, wheel it outside. I'm gonna scrub it down with toilet bowl cleaner and let it sit for 15 minutes, I believe the direction says. And we'll hose it down and see how well this does at getting
And yes,
majority of the rust.
even though it is brown, the truck technically is an iron deposit.
Well, the rust is not all that bad on it. It looks worse than what it is. The metal's still really solid. It's just got a lot of surface rust.
I'm just jealous. His truck's sturdier than mine.
Well, 3/4 ton, Kagan.
I'm talking about the rust.
Oh, I got more frame too. 8 inches of frame versus 4 inches of frame. You know, 4 inches matters. So, anyways, I'm gonna knock the loose off this. We'll have a big old rusty mess here in the floor, and I'm gonna wheel it outside. I got the battery hooked back up. So we'll start it, and this will be the first time it's gonna move under its own power with the dualies on it.
He's excited.
I am excited about that. Don't ask me why, because it's silly. It really doesn't matter, but I am excited.
We were in here 3 seconds. First thing he did is, I got a battery hooked back up. I'm like,
So, I'll give you guys a walk around real quick of what's been happening. And apparently those swallowed some rust. I'm coughing. So, yeah, walk around. Okay, the first thing you'll notice is the gooseneck hitch is missing off the truck because I took it all off, and you can see where it was bolted on.
That's right. It actually was. It took a little while to get us off. I don't know where I went with the accent. Never mind.
He can't talk. Anyways, it was rusty. It was nasty. I'm probably going to sandblast it because it's a smaller piece and easier to do. We'll probably end up removing the tank at some point and getting the worst around the tank before I paint. But I'm not worried about it currently because this piece is pretty solid. We'll knock some of the flake off this, and this piece right here looks in a lot better shape. But I'll worry about that last. That's only like a couple feet of piping and everything, and the rest of it will work around it.
And honestly, guys, I mean, with these trucks, I don't like the round tubing. I don't think anyone does, but it does tend to last the longest. I don't know why, unless you got a mud truck and you're getting mud all the way through it, and then that's kind of your own fault. I mean, truthfully, sorry.
Wash it out, he says.
Yeah.
You gotta wash out your pipe. So, I got the doors lined up, and I've got the other door on it. I know this isn't a big deal to you guys, but I had to do some warping around, and the door opens and closes like butter now. I mean, it does great. And I don't have this latch on here because we're going to paint and do some other stuff. But the inner latch, and it opens and closes. You can see my collection of parts in the back here. But yes, the doors open and close well now. Everything's back as it should be. These are the doors that we will be skinning down and painting. And I'm going to paint everything back the original color of the truck. We're going to go ahead and paint the hood and fenders while we're at it. And I'm going to take the bumper and everything else off of it, the whole front end out of it. Put all new front end in. We'll repaint the hood and the roof. And before I do that, I got to do cab corners and rockers. But today, like I said, we're doing the rust. So
also, I don't think you guys understand that there is a lot of you probably do. I take that back, but for those of you that are watching it, are like, oh, I wonder how they do this, and have no idea. There's a reason why a lot of bodywork guys are generally pretty salty, and that's because their best work always gets covered up.
yeah. So before I get started, I'll let you know I have personally owned this truck for 15 years. A little more than that, actually. And it may not be the best truck in the world, and it is a Duramax. And there's Cummins guys out there going, oh, you should have bought a Cummins. And there's Ford guys saying, oh, with 6.7 power stroke. I don't care. This has been a great truck. I love it. I want to keep it. I can't justify going and buying a new one at the prices the trucks are nowadays because mechanically there's nothing wrong with this one. And
I mean, he's had it since he was 35.
You went there? Had it since I was like 25. So, anyways. Yes, so we're gonna fix it. We have the ability. I don't really have the time, but I have more time than I got money, so we're fixing it.
That's generally a fair statement.
That's a fair statement. So, anyways, we get started knocking some of this loose off of it, and then we'll outside.
You do realize your general assessment of us is probably we have more time than we do money.
And no sense.
And no sense at all.
See you guys in a minute.
Alright guys, weight reduction on the truck has come along swimmingly.
So,
really?
Got most of this, I'm going to show them. Right. So I got most of the scaliness off where it matters. Kagan has helped too. We have done this together as a team. Team effort, no I in team. Okay, you feel better now?
Yeah, go back to talking.
All right, so anyways, so it looks bad on the inside, but I've raked it real well, and it's good enough for now, because I'm also going to take the pressure washer to it before we do the toilet bowl cleaner. We do have to jack it up, so I had to get the floor clean underneath of it to get under here. That still needs done. It's not terrible in places, but it still needs hit. But in doing so, we had to clean the floor up. And I don't know how many pounds that is.
Less than one came off of mine, that's for sure.
So there's some of it. So we're gonna take the jack it up, clean the bottom side of this piece right here off, and I'll probably pick around on this just a little bit more here, and then we'll blow the truck off, fire it up, and drive it outside. That's the next step. So here we go.
Alright guys, we've cleaned this up a little bit, and I do mean I helped some. Not
so I got underneath of this section. We lifted the truck up near on jack stand, set it back down. There's more rust on the floor. What we've done is, though, the only things we've used is Kagan used this for a little while. Use a chip and hammer, wire brush, use a scraper to get some of the other coating, maybe some of the flaky rust off. We might have banged all that some to bust some stuff loose, and a little bit of this right here to work some stuff off there. So yeah, I'm trying to hide it. Usually you're proud of that tool.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Anyways, so now I'm going to move the camera stand over. I'm going to fire the truck up for the first time in about a month. And
if it'll start.
If it'll start, yeah. Might charge a battery. But and it's going to drive backwards on the dually wheels for the first time. I've never even tried to steer this truck, but I'm going to see if they hit any stops or anything. You reckon that'd be cool?
I reckon it'll be important.
It'll be important.
I don't know about cool, but important.
Oh, I missed my truck. So, I pressure washed the truck, and may I add, first of all, that we have a pressure washer. And I don't mean, not the electric one you've seen me use before, but this one right here, this one will take your hide off if you ain't careful. Always put your hand in front of it. And so I pressure washed it before we went down to have a snack with Mom and Dad. And it peeled some of the coating off and done a pretty good job of getting whatever little bit was loose left off of it. So now I'm going to set the camera up and get the toilet bowl cleaner out. And we are going to start brushing this frame down with toilet bowl cleaner. We're going to see how well this works. Alright, so nothing real fancy here. I'm just going to put some of this out like so. And just kind of scrub it into the, spread it out, and make sure I got plenty as I spread it out. And kind of leave a nice coating. And we'll be real generous with it. And I'm going to let it kind of run down the frame. And once I get the whole frame done, I'll let it sit for like 15, 20 minutes, something like that. And then we'll rinse it off. So this is not a, I don't know if this is going to work or not. I've seen something about this and figured I need to kind of do this to the frame, and I spent $10 and got 4 of these, so I figure that's pretty cheap if this works. And if it don't work, then we'll move on to something else. But if it does work, that'd be a cool trick to know later on. So as I get spread out, I may come back, and depending on how much excess we end up with, I'm gonna try and use all of it. I'm gonna be generous with it. If it works good and I need to go get some more to do another coating for some reason, well, I'll just run down to the dollar store and pick up a little bit more. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish doing the rest of the frame here, and then we'll touch base afterwards. Alright, Kagan's back there cleaning, and I'm gonna start up this in spraying because I'm pretty well dried out. We're gonna see how good a job it's done. And this is just go at it number 1. Look at that. Man, I almost think that if we'd done that a couple times, that's crazy.
Wash my hands real fast.
Is it burning a little bit? See, I wore gloves. Kagan did not. I know, that doesn't surprise me by that I wore gloves, but look at that frame. Look at that. That's insane.
Let's see that.
Here, you spray. And that was a value pack, and I got 1 empty, and Kagan's only used about half of one. And that's only like $5 for it. I still got 2 more in there that we haven't used yet. Look at that. Go ahead and rinse that thing off. Look at all the rust pouring out of it. That's awesome. So I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to keep at this for a little while longer and then touch back again. I'll probably do another coat on that side, and Kagan's working his way up through this side. But I just want to show you we'll go over here. Hold on. So this is,
I just did this half.
yeah, this is before, because we really haven't touched that yet. And he just kind of started messing with that side over there. That's a little bit. So we scrub that one again, and then go back over here. I scrubbed this over here pretty good as I was going through it, went over it a couple times. Look at that. Go back down to bare metal in a lot of places. So I'm gonna get me another bottle.
Oh, you think that's crazy? Look where it pulled.
Huh?
in there. Look at where it pulled.
Oh yeah, there's where it was pulling at the bottom. Look at that. We're gonna do this some more. That's awesome. All right, we'll check back in here in a minute. I'm excited though. So I've run out of toilet bowl cleaner. We've used all 4 of them. I think it looks pretty good. The problem we're having is as it dries, it's flash rusting. So what I have left over from some previous things we've done is this is some of the penetrating sealer that came with the Casweld when we done the black oxidation kits. So I've got plenty of that left over. This is not the only quart that I have. And so I'm going to go through the frame as it's drying off here and throw some of this Casweld penetrating sealer on there. And it is an oil base sealer. The paint's oil base. We've used this on the wheel adapters and the crankshaft adapter to the flywheel on the International. So I do know if I use this, the oil-based paint that we're going to use this will stick later. This will just dry for now, and it'll keep it from flash rusting some more. But before I go around and do that, I'll show you guys how it turned out real quick. So, yes, there's still some rust there. We knew he wasn't going to get rid of all of it. I just wanted to get rid of enough of it to where I felt good painting it, and that is enough for me to feel good painting the frame. So I'll seal it up, and then we'll come back in here with some oil-based paint. Now I am going to drop the gas tank before I go to paint it, and that way I can get the underneath side of those. I'll clean them with a wire brush a little bit, and probably like the top of that in right there because I didn't mess with that too much because the hose is in the way. But yes. Yeah, we'll end up finishing that up, and we're going to paint the whole back of this with the same paint that I painted the International with, because that stuff seems to hold up real well. And that way when I do the flatbed, I don't have to worry about everything under here rusting again. And I'm going to do it exactly like I done the Internationals. I'm probably going to pull it out here or take the wheels off of it, set it on jack stands, and I'm just going to hose everything down. Right, wrong, or indifferent. I may know of a place that builds trucks that way, and that's how they do it, so it's good enough for me. But anyways, yeah, inside of the frame turned out good too. I mean, got a lot of the heavy rust off of it. So I'll put some penetrating oil in this to seal it up. We're going to call this one a day, and that's $10 worth of toilet bowl cleaner and a few scrub brushes. Other than the pressure washer, I did clean it with the pressure washer after the last go with the toilet bowl cleaner to kind of make sure everything was off of it. And so for $20 in a pressure washer, you can clean the whole back section of your frame like this. Of course, then it did take us the wire brush and stuff before we started to get the heavy stuff off. But there you go. I approve. I'll probably use this method again sometime if we end up with another frame that needs cleaned, because I think it must have some little bit of muriatic acid or some sort of acid in it, because it does eat. I mean, you can see it ate right through the bare metal there. So guys, if you don't mind, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.